echoing? Why is it echoing? It's
because it's huge. This is a huge spaceship. There's lots of room to echo.
Oh. Why is there a Metroid eating our puppy's head?
The echo's gone.
Oh, good.
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 No, I said good.
No, I think it's even gooder than good. It's great. Great.
Are you being passive aggressive?
What is even passive aggressive? What do you mean by that? No. What do you mean?
Like, are you saying that you think it's great because you don't think it's great?
That would just be sarcasm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then yes, the answer is yes. I am. I'm being passive aggressive and sarcastic. Isn't it great? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it?
Yes. What is going on? It sounds like echoes. I turned it all the way down here. Hi. Oh boy. Hi. What's up? I'm Aristotle Full Throttle. Welcome to the show. That's what you're supposed to do at the beginning of shows. That is what I've learned from all the professionals. I am a professional streamer, and I've got lint in my hair. Let's get the lint out. Today on Aristotle Full Throttle, we're pulling lint from my hair, from my head of hair. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. We will have an hour plus of lint that we will be removing from my hair. I hope you have nothing to do the next hour, or I hope you have something better to do. Hey, welcome to the Aristotle Full Throttle Show. There's nothing nicer. I crack myself up. I really do. I'm laughing at myself. I'm laughing. See, yeah, somebody's gotta crack yourself up. You know, all day long I just have these funny thoughts. So I decided that you ought to hear them. Anyway, was Nirvana a great band? Yes. They were a great band. I've been going down a rabbit hole lately, watching Nirvana music videos, and not the music videos, but live shows from the early 90s. Watching them play live from the early 90s. If you can watch video, there's video that exists on the internet that they've like remastered or whatever you want to call it. And I think you want to call it remastered, where the audio is great, the video is better than you would think. And just watching all these bootleg concerts of Nirvana, you're like, wow, this was a band that was great. A great band. Why were they great, you might ask, as you drink your limoncello LaCroix. LaCroix. Not brought to you by LaCroix. Why were they so great? Melodies. And the lyrics. Why were the songs so great? Well, what comprises songs is words and melodies. And that's what was great. Why were the words and melodies great? Because they challenged everything that was happening at the time. And the best thing to do, what is art, if not what reflects the time and also challenges the time? It challenges the ideas of the time. If you are not reflecting or challenging the ideas of the time, you're not creating good art. That's what I said. That's my opinion, and my opinion is what matters to me. But you know, take it with a grain of salt. Take it with some sunflower and pumpkin seeds. Take that with a slice of lime and chili powder. Yeah. I was listening to them a lot. It's because Nirvana came out of a decade, the 80s, where it was all like hair metal and everybody was like ostentatious and everybody was singing about girls, and everybody was like trying to look pretty, and everybody was trying to sound polished as musicians. Everybody was trying to do these guitar solos that were like impeccable and classically inspired, you know. And Nirvana, admittedly, especially Kurt Cobain, was not a great guitar player. He didn't know how to play guitar that well. It's just he just knew how to put chords together. He knew how to put melodies together. He knew how to put words together in such a way that were honest and real, kind of transcending that time of the late 80s of just hair metal, of people just saying, oh, you know, shaking it and party all the time and girls. It's kind of disingenuous if you think about it. What happens when the lights go out? What happens when you go home and the end of the night comes? And you know, Kurt Cobain wrote about that. He wrote about being alone. He wrote about being sad. You know, I miss the comfort in being sad. That's one of the songs. What is that? Radio-friendly unit shifter? I just realized at my advanced age what that means. There's a title on In Utero, Nirvana's last studio album, and the song is called Radio-Friendly Unit Shifter. And it's such a sarcastic look at the industry. For some reason, it just took me this long to figure out that they were like, here, sarcastic. They were very sarcastic and sardonic. And I like that. They were cynical, and it's not very cynical. I think they weren't cynical at all. They believed in the purity of they were cynical against the media. They were cynical against people who wanted to cash in on them and their sound. But they seemed to have liked, it's my interpretation of watching a lot of interviews with them. See, I went down this rabbit hole because I've been playing the drums a lot lately, and when you play the rock and roll drums, you have to do your research. You have to kind of go back through time. And Dave Grohl is doing like the media circuit because he just came out with a book, which I started to listen to. It's about stories from his life, Dave Grohl. And it's been 27 years. It's been Kurt Cobain's lifetime since Kurt Cobain killed himself. It's been 27 years. Isn't that insane? So it's interesting to me that Dave Grohl is now, and I don't blame him. I mean, he's talked about this throughout the years, but now he's ready to like sort of commit it to paper, to commit it to writing, his feelings and thoughts and his life and his career. And Dave Grohl was in Nirvana for 4 years and has been in the Foo Fighters for 25 years. They just got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, in fact. So it's kind of funny. They're an active rock band, and they are still doing it, and they are inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And it's just against all odds that the drummer of the greatest band in the world started one of the biggest bands in the world today. Am I right, K. Griff? I'm just waxing and waning. Waning. Spoiling everything.
It's Kelly! All along. And I killed Sparky, too.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave Grohl stuff. It's interesting. Think about this, the life of Dave Grohl. He's been in movies. He was the devil in the Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. He plays the drums on a lot of albums. Just think about this. You're in the biggest band in the world. You're the drummer, and your singer kills himself. While you're in the biggest band in the world. What do you do then? Well, there's a lot of stories like that. There are some stories. I mean, there are very few stories like the one of Nirvana, actually. But the idea that you can go on after that is something that I find inspiring. I find it refreshing. I find it unique. Dave Grohl, amidst his depression, said, "Why I mean, he said it. He's saying this now on his little media circuit right now for his book. But he said he got up the next day after he found out about Kurt Cobain dying, killing himself. And he said, I get to have, like, this is my first coffee since I found out Kurt died. Kurt doesn't get to have a coffee. This is my first afternoon since Kurt died. Kurt doesn't get to have another afternoon. And that was like in his head, like every day. He says basically every day for a long time, and he still thinks of that. And so he says, you know, live every day like you're not going to have another one. And you can tell that is a guy who took that second chance and ran with it. There is no story like Nirvana, and there is no story like the Foo Fighters. It's kind of insane. Hey, Lori, how's your, I don't know, how are your chickens? I do think Kurt Cobain was a genuine talent, and I understand you being desperate from chronic pain that you would turn to drugs or suicidal instincts. Chronic pain in the neck named Courtney Love. See? Yeah. I don't know. I've just been playing the rock and roll drums, and you kind of like you stumble on Dave Grohl being one of the most creative drummers and more hard-hitting drummers throughout the rock and roll times. You know what I mean? And it's interesting to see that there is no story. It's like the most unique. It is the most unparalleled, ridiculous kind of story. It's not like Paul McCartney in Wings. You know, Wings wasn't whatever. It's kind of like Paul McCartney in Wings. I think Courtney was both a creative drug and a horrible influence. I think Courtney Love is not. They shouldn't give her as much credit as they do for having any. Listen, she's a personality. Let's just put it that way. She also didn't write that album. that first whole album, or the second whole, the one with like, go on, take everything I want you to. If you sing that in Kurt Cobain's voice, it's a Kurt Cobain song. Apparently, Kurt wrote that album for her. A lot of that album, the whole album. So you could just kind of sing it in his voice. But, you know, she went out there and toured with it with her band, and she's she's Courtney Love. She is who she is. And that's what, and it is what it is. So I figure, you know, a lot of these, don't let your day go to waste. That's what I say. Start a streaming channel. Start streaming. Start drinking limoncello LaCroix until the point where perhaps they will give you a sponsorship. Hey, should I have combed my hair? Anyway, I like Nirvana for the fact that they were able to weave. Kurt Cobain was able to create melodies over the weirdest chord changes because he didn't know how to play guitar, and it's kind of insanely brilliant. It's brilliant, I say. Toxic relationships can be inspired. Hot tip, Dave Grohl plays drums at Maui Sugar Mill in Reseda on Mondays sometimes. That's because he lives in Encino, so he's probably... that's interesting. He plays drums there. The drummer for Tool, Danny Carey, plays over at, like, by Sun Cafe on Ventura. Not too far from there, actually. Is there something in my eye? Toxic relationships can be inspiring. I'll tell you. Did we get all the lint out? Let's get all the lint out. Dave Grohl is a fun guy. It's kind of a funny thing because if you watch the early interviews of Nirvana and Dave Grohl sitting there, and all three of them, they're just the most sarcastic, petulant people. And it's the most fun to watch ever because they just do not care about being interviewed. They just care about rocking. They cared about rocking. And Dave seemed like such a punk back in the day. He was such a petulant punk, but now he's just kind of like a fun, friendly guy. He seems like. That's his image anyway. Same with the key lime pie. Hey, Lori, remember when we saw that guy, the drummer? We saw that drummer, Taylor Hawkins at the Village Idiot in Woodland Hills, I think. I saw the drummer for the Foo Fighters at a bar. The bar was pretty empty, and he was the only other dude in the bar, and he was sitting at the end of the bar. And I was like sitting there going, I walked past him and I was like, oh my God, that's Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters. I should say something to him. And I forgot to say something to him. I didn't say anything to him. I wanted to say something to him. And then I sat in the car and I beat myself up. I said, I should go in there and I should talk to Taylor Hawkins. And then I Googled it too. And he just bought a house he bought a house about 3 miles from there. So yeah, he was having a beer at the Village Idiot or wherever it's called. Taylor Hawkins is like the Blondie version. He's like the if Dave Grohl is an Oreo, Taylor Hawkins is like the vanilla Oreo. They're like the same. They're the same person. There's a vanilla flavor version of Dave Grohl. I think that's why he's the drummer. I think it's great that the Foo Fighters, basically the band today, the way it exists, is every member of the Foo Fighters that ever has played in the Foo Fighters, essentially, and Nirvana. Pat Smear was in Nirvana for a minute, so one of the guitar players for the Foo Fighters was in Nirvana for the tour, for that final tour. And Chris Shiflett replaced one of the guitar players. He's not back. But I think there are 6 members of Foo Fighters now. And it's great, because you could just keep adding Foo to your fighting. You could just keep adding fighters to your Foo. That's really what they're doing. Am I right, Brad Pitt?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm just hanging out here today, chatting. We're not playing any games. I'm not playing games with you right now. Except for... oh my God. This show is, you're definitely not playing games because I am not engaged with anything you're saying. I mean, Nirvana, what? Is that a Canadian band? Is there someone standing behind me? Everything. What's up, everybody? This is the Carl Weathers Predator Weathers Report featuring the Action Jackson AccuPredator Doppler Radar Forecast and Cardi B. Now, Cardi, why do you make that sound? What sound? The sound. Now, Cardi, why do you make that sound? Yes, that's precisely the sound I'm talking about. Well, that's so I could tell. That's my radar. That's a sonar ping. Sonar? Cardi B, this whole time, you've been making that sound so that you could detect objects from far away? Yeah, correct. I use like the Doppler effect, you know? Oh my God, there's a predator. Look out. Looks like there's a predator in the weather. This has been a Carl Weathers Predator Weathers Report featuring the Action Jackson Doppler Weather AccuPredator Weather Forecast, and it looks like there may be a chance of showers. Uh-oh. Who's been spoiling everything?
Kelly! All along. And I killed Sparky, too.
Yeah, I agree. She did stop putting out some decent stuff. Remember the drama with Pat Smear? What was the drama with Pat Smear? Tell me the drama. Spill the tea. Well, with me. It's too bright. I look pale. I look pale because I haven't been outside much. I don't go out much. I'm a caveman. See? I'm gonna go for a hike today. You want to come for a hike? Just gonna go up and get some hiking. Gonna ponder the universe. Happy Thursday, Wesley.
Wesley.
corn pop was bad too.
I gotta add something to that. Remind me to add something to that. Okay, Wesley? Happy afternoon. I do have to add to that your intro. Your intro just is gonna get longer and longer, Wesley. It'll get so... It'll be the length of the show eventually. Wesley, have you been up to any devious licks? Let us know. Let us know.
Do you want to go to war? Because we could go to war. I'm for real.
I am for real. It turns out. Did you see that they... Oh, hey, Raccoon Raiders. Welcome to the show.
Raccoon Raiders! Raccoon Raiders!
Sorry, I'm watching the intro. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Thank you, Wesley, for the reminder. Also, might I say hello. They found that Brian Laundrie guy. He's dead. I thought he was gonna be dead. Do you guys hear about the Brian Laundrie guy? That kid from Long Island? Who murdered his girlfriend? Allegedly. But did it, you know? Google the ambulance trailer. Ooh, yeah. Let's have stuff to react to today, ladies and gentlemen. Give me something to react to. That should be the new thing. They found the kid Laundrie. They think his body, his bones. His body and his bones. His bones with no longer a body attached. It's just bones. And, he's dead. I thought he was gonna die. You know, he doesn't seem like a survivalist type of guy. People are like, he's a survivalist. Did you take a look at that guy? It's like, this guy couldn't survive 2 episodes of Friends. And I couldn't either, to be honest. But that dude, yeah, his parents magically found him in the woods just yesterday. The FBI has been searching for him for 5 or 6 weeks, and his parents said, "Hey, wait, what? Did you look over here?" And then they magically find his belongings and his body. His parents, after the FBI has been searching for. So there's something fishy going on there. In my opinion, from just watching Twitter. Do you guys have your coffees with you? Do you guys also have your hippie drums so that you can play songs? In a Squid Game situation, I don't really like calamari, so probably I'll probably have I'll just the smell of it. I really hope Ryan Murphy doesn't try to make an American Crime Story out of it. Well, you know there's going to be like 15 people auditioning to be Gabby Petito right now. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to roll a Brian Laundrie, Matt. What is the ambulance trailer? Let me go look that up. Is it scary? Is it inappropriate? I would win at Squid Game because I'm a vegetarian. Yeah. Well, they say the pen is mightier than the sword, so I would just use the squid ink to write an insult. I'd say, "You're stupid." React to Mega Meme Melody. An automonotone? Is that a word? You just made up that word. Cover 100 heads up. It's 12 minutes long. Michael Bay. Oh, Craig Griff, Michael Bay, he films his movies in ADHD. Michael Bay, I don't want to watch a Michael Bay movie again in my life. The last one I saw was Transformers in the movies, and I said to myself, Before that, I never want to watch a Michael Bay movie ever again. And then when I was sitting in the theater watching a Michael Bay movie, and then the first shot was on the screen, and then the movie proceeded to be terrible within 30 seconds, I was like, oh, Michael Bay, touche. You got my $10 this time, but this will be the last time. And I proceeded to hate that movie. Also, calamari is quite often pig rectum. Nearly killed him.
That is unfortunate that I have had to provide so much of my rectum for the delight of many taste buds out there. I, Werner Herzog, a man who is a pig, who is also a man who is a filmmaker, a storyteller, much like the artists who created these cave paintings behind me 30,000 years ago. There are lions and tigers and bears, oh my. They often will gnaw on my rectum, as it is a delicacy for so many, for to deep fry and bread my butt, my rump as it were. It is not something that I delight in, but it is my role in this universe. I understand and appreciate that it is I who must sacrifice for the joy of the world.
Uh-oh. Too many intros. I just burst out laughing. Please watch the trailer. Gyllenhaal might be the new Gerard Butler. Wait a second. When you say Gyllenhaal might be the new Gerard Butler, I don't know what that means. That's just like saying, oh man, Crisco might be the old Steven Spielberg. I have to sit here and draw lines to connect. Maggie Gyllenhaal? I don't know what you mean. Gyllenhaal might be the new Gerard Butler, meaning he's Scottish now. Meaning he's done a lot of sit-ups, and this is Sparta. Meaning Donnie Dark, no. Oh, look, it's got Abdul Mateen II in it, the third or whatever. This movie, first of all, Abdul Mateen II, this number 2 or whatever his name is. Sorry, how do I say his name? Yahya Mateen II. Yahya Mateen Abdul II. That dude is like making all of the money right now. Hollywood is funny because they find, I don't even want to say that this applies across all ethnicities. They find like one black guy and they find one black woman, and then they cast them as the black guy and the black woman in everything. And meanwhile, I'm just saying this as a criticism generally to Hollywood. I don't think I'm the first to say this or mention this or even notice this, but take a look. Like, there are literally 5 billion white guys who could play 5 billion white guy roles, but then when there's like, we need a black guy, let's hire the one black guy that gets hired for everything. Maybe I have a chip on my shoulder. Maybe. Let's hire so when people look at me and they say, oh, you would probably work a lot as a actor because I'm like, no, they only hire the one. I show up to an audition and they're gonna just rehire the same guy because they're like, oh, he's the guy that we hire for that. So you have to have a very, very specific specialty if you're not a white guy in Hollywood. Still, as much as it's sort of changing and there are some improvements, it's not really. You have to be Zazie Beetz if you want to play a hip black lady in a movie. Oh hey, let's hire Mel Gibson for the John Wick spin-off prequels. Racist ass Mel Gibsons. Candyman. Yeah. Abdul Mateen II is Candyman. He's Morpheus. He's Dr. Manhattan. He's everybody. He's just cleaning up all the rolls. All right. I gotta figure out a better way to just patch YouTube straight in instead of having to download. Download YouTube videos. I say videos. What are y'all doing today? What's up? What you got going on? Do you have any Are you preparing any calamari for dinner? Because oftentimes it's pig's buttholes. I don't know if you know this, but oftentimes you try to download something and the internet doesn't work. Yes. The thing about the John Wick prequel starring racist ass Mel Gibson's is yeah, it is Dune Day. I am gonna go see Dune next week in IMAX. However, I did promise a watch party on this show. Also, I'm probably gonna go back to 6 p.m. for the show because, you know, daytime is nice to go outside. So I'd like to go outside during the day. And it's gonna get dark pretty early. So we'll start. And I think because people are going back to work these last couple of months, I've noticed that the viewership has gone way down, which is fine. It's just people are working, so I get it. Hold on, I'm still trying to download this trailer for the ambulance trailers. Now, Colleen, you want me to watch this trailer. Why? Because you want to see my reaction to it? You want to see my like how much I don't like it? I'm going to watch the trailer for Ambulance. Do you know ambulate? That means to hold on. This is not working. Colleen, I blame you for the internet not working. Hold on. Get link. Converting. Please wait. Download. When I push the download button, nothing happens. I try to think, but nothing happens. Download YouTube videos. Good God. Why doesn't YouTube just have a down? Oh, I probably could download the videos if I subscribe to YouTube, but if I pay for the membership, not gonna though. I've got too many memberships. How many subscriptions do you have? Let us know in the comments. I've got so many subscriptions, it's like I have cable all over again. Download. Khalid, it doesn't look like they want me to watch this trailer. And by they, I mean the internet. Oh, here it comes. 53 seconds left. Let's start to fill. Well, everybody, do you like LaCroix? Do you like lemons? Do you like cellos? Well, how about some limoncello? You could taste a Stradivarius. There are various Stradivariuses in the limoncello. My name is Lamangelo. You could call me Lemongello. You ever taken it? You know, ambulances are privately owned. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that smart for people who go, hey, wait a second. People get injured all the time and that will never stop. How do I cash in on that? Yeah. How do I invest in ambulances? How do I become a lawyer so I can chase ambulances? I would love for you to find that out for me, so I don't have to do the work. All right, everybody, we're gonna watch this terrible trailer.
I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry that I brought you into this. I just wanted things to be the way they used to be.
Oh, it looks like Transformers.
That's my brother, Will.
I could use some help. My wife needs this surgery.
I can't wait for the...
This is real life.
How's that right?
I can't wait for the...
You put your life down on the line for this country? You leave your family, your home? How much do you need?
$231.
How about more? 32 million. And I need an extra man.
I came to you for a loan.
Look, if I ever got you anything that I couldn't get you out of, it's time for you to do something for your family.
I can't see. The camera keeps spinning. I'm dizzy.
We're just doing a transfer in the back. I'll let you in 20 minutes.
If I could
There's
get
money,
done real quick,
there's
'cause I'm on the
Donnie Darko.
clock. Promise not to rob the place.
Seriously, because that would be bad for my job. Okay. All right. Come on. Okay.
Every time I see Jake Gyllenhaal, I think of Nightcrawler.
Let's go, dude.
You are all
think he's
going to have
really
the
that guy.
greatest story to tell at dinner tonight. Get out!
What?
Don't shoot a cop!
Don't shoot a cop. Just shoot regular people.
Go!
Lock everything down. Nothing
Wait,
gets
this is
out.
the guy. Camera keeps spinning. I'm dizzy in the throttle. Getting car sick.
Stop!
I'm gonna need an ambulance. They're singing this song about.
What do you want?
Just gonna borrow it.
I got a cop shot. I gotta get him to the hospital.
I'm gonna need you to help us. Why don't you help us?
We doing hostages now?
You know, that gun is convincing. I feel like I want to help you.
crashing
with
into
that
this
gun is in my
ambulance.
face.
We got a brother cop on board.
Do you have EMT experience?
Combat triage.
You're a soldier.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a soldier. My name is Johnny. Call the cops.
Hey! Don't you move!
Wait, is that white face or is that just
You
power?
think you're so tough with that gun?
Yo, Daddy, relax. I gotta get back to my wife and my son.
This is like
Does your
speed.
wife know you're up, Banks?
She just thinks I block
not the bad
over
guys.
liquor stores.
We're just the guys trying to get home.
She doesn't know about the banks yet.
off into the sunset.
Ow, I'm driving.
Danny, everybody knows how dangerous you are.
Do you?
How long before explosions? I was
Get
gonna
your
say.
helos out of here now!
Whoa.
I'm gonna get you back home, little brother. I'm gonna get everybody home.
Ambulance. Why did I watch that?
Get out!
Looks like heat met speed
What do you
met
want?
Just gonna borrow it.
I got a cop shot. I gotta get him to the
gone
hospital.
in 60
need you to
seconds.
help
Yeah.
us. Why don't you
Gone
help
in
us?
60
We doing
white
hostages
saviors.
now.
You know, this is the
crashing
thing.
into this
At this point, Michael Bay is not going to get it as much as we try to tell him. As much as it's like, hey, Michael Bay, you realize humans are three-dimensional characters.
We got a brother cop on board.
Do you have EMT experience?
Oh, guys, you know what I saw?
Triage.
You're so
Do you guys know what I saw? I'll probably use the next 20 minutes to talk about how freaking terrible the movie Old is. Have any of you seen the movie Old? The movie Old. The old. It's just a movie. It's called Old. It's not an old movie. It just came out. In fact, it's bad. It's real bad. M. Night Shyamalan. Speaking of people who won't get it, Michael Bay. He don't get it. But you know, he gets the money. He's basically showing you a movie of what he does to you. He's robbing you guys of your money to go see movies. I saw the movie Old the other night. I don't know if you saw this movie. I think it was supposed to be a horror film. I think it was supposed to be scary, at least. It wasn't. There were points in the movie that happened, and I just started laughing, even though they were supposed to be jump scares or whatever. There's like a scene where this girl's like walking out into the water and a dead body hits her, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I was dying laughing. I kept laughing watching the movie because I kept thinking, M. Night Shyamalan, the director, of course he did one good movie called The Sixth Sense about 25 years ago or whatever it was. He did a movie called The Sixth Sense, and that was a good movie. Then he did a movie called Hey, What's Up, Ange? Hello, Ange.
Say, baby, I can destroy everything. But I'm not. What? But I can. Baby, shut up and give us your money.
Shut up and give us your money, Ange.
What?
We're just talking about the movie Old. Did you see the movie Old, Ange? Because that movie, we got to talk about that movie. It's bad. It's a bad movie. And the fact that they keep giving M. Night Shyamalan movies makes me say, hey, that's why Ava DuVernay should keep getting movies. Her movies suck, but she keeps getting movies. You know, there are people who just keep making movies. They just keep getting. Michael Bay gets to make any movie he wants over and over again, and consistently they're bad. Consistently not good movies that don't make any sense. And then I saw the movie Old. Here's what was wrong with that movie. First of all, M. Night Shyamalan. He's in it, so then you're like, he's always got to put himself in it because he's very much everything is a vanity piece. Everything is like about him. Now we're going to talk about Venom, and she's going to tell us about Venom in a second, but I just got to say that everything in the movie Old was ridiculous. No humans talk like the actors talk. The dialogue was some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard in a movie, especially with these types of actors, these caliber actors. They were saying stuff like, hi, my name's John. My wife's got diabetes. My wife's an epileptic. I'm a nurse. Where are we going? Like, they just say random stuff throughout the whole movie. Stuff that people just don't normally say or naturally say. And every shot was just a spinning shot, kind of like a Michael Bay shot, where the actors had to wait until the camera was on them to say their line. So everything that they said was unnatural. And we're watching this movie thinking it was weird, and we kept thinking it was supposed to be weird, but it wasn't. It was just bad. We realized that about halfway through. We're like, oh, they're acting like this because this is a bad movie and the words are bad and the acting is bad only because, not because the actors are bad, but because they're so specifically directed by M. Night Shyamalan, so specifically controlled, their performance, that they have to like land on these marks perfectly while he's doing these like insanely very meticulous camera shots that have to like, they like move and then they'll be on an actor and then they have to say their line at the right time, which doesn't make any sense in the context of the scene. It doesn't seem real, it doesn't feel real, but it's just so that it can visually look interesting, and it's just a bad movie. Old. I laughed, none of it made sense, and I don't understand how he keeps making movies and that people... And I was like, okay, I guess I'll stick around to the end for the twist ending as to what the hell's going on here. And again, he hasn't had a good twist since The Sixth Sense, or maybe Unbreakable. That kind of reminds me of when I tried to adapt blindness into a film. What, The Blind Side? The Blonde Side? Yeah, Ange, you saw Nothing But Carnage. What's it called? Let There Be Carnage. What did you think? It was entertaining. You left your spoil-free review in the Marvel section on the Discord. If you guys want to join the Discord, remember, just to subscribe. Even the twist was old was proof. Yes, everything in that movie was shockingly bad. And none of the actors are bad. It was just so, like... It was Lady in the Water bad. It was... I don't understand it. I don't understand who he thinks he's fooling with his movies, M. Night Shyamalan. That you watch in the movie, and you just... Everybody seems like there's something interesting happening, and nothing interesting is happening. But everybody has to pretend like something interesting is happening. And that, or act like something is interesting is happening, and nothing interesting is happening. So it's not compelling at all. I just watched his movies lately, and I'm like, I cannot get behind this travesty, this ridiculousness. He should be fired. He should be canceled. Cancel culture, right? Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? It was a twist that went nowhere. It felt like a movie that he wrote in a day and a half and didn't check the dialogue. He didn't go back over the dialogue and think that no humans act or behave or talk like this. First of all, I mean, I've said first of all about 7 times. So eighth of all, the movie the premise is incredible. However, if you saw the trailer for the movie, you saw basically everything that's in the movie. I saw the trailer and I said, Oh, this was also in the trailer. Nothing. I remember being 45 minutes to an hour into the movie going, nothing about this movie has surprised me yet, because I gathered all of this just from watching the trailer. None of the characters are interesting or compelling. They're all kind of obnoxious. And, you just can't wait to see them all die. It's a twist. It actually proceeds into another direction. Yeah, and the whole movie, it doesn't, not that it has to explain what's going on, but it doesn't. And it literally just says, never mind that, here's the real story. So you watch the entire movie old, and you're going, what's going on? What's going on? Why is this happening? Who is doing this? And then the twist is like, that just happens. By the way, we're doing this over here. But the movie you're watching, that's just a thing. That's a whole other thing. It's stupid. What do you mean adapt blindness into a film? What was Blindness? Is that the movie with... another movie that was bad, that I didn't like, that everybody liked? Gravity. You ever watch that movie, Gravity? It's a terrible movie. People seem to really love it, though. They love the movie Gravity, and I watched the movie Gravity, and I go, this is crap. This doesn't make any sense. Sandra Bullock is in space with George Clooney, first of all. Don't believe it. Second of all, the first line of the movie. You guys ever see Gravity? If you like Gravity, let me know. I hated it. The first line of the movie, they're doing a spacewalk. 2 people are doing a spacewalk, which, by the way, is not common. 2 people don't do spacewalks together. It's dangerous. It would be stupid, because you could lose 2 people in space at once. When you're trying to minimize risk, you put 1 person out there to do the job. And so, also, immediately I was taken out of the movie 5 times. Immediately in Gravity. Because you got Sandra Bullock is doing a space, she's actively in space, and George Clooney, being the man, of course, has to mansplain to her how to do her job. And I'm like, she's an astronaut. She knows how to do this, dude. She's in space already. She will know what she's doing. Stop trying to tell her how to use the wrench in space, George Clooney. I thought it was ridiculous. Also, meanwhile, while he's explaining to her how to do her frickin' job as an astronaut in space, he goes, "Where are you from?" Now, okay, I smacked myself in the face when I was watching. I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching a movie with 2 astronauts on a mission in space together, and he doesn't know where she's from. As if he didn't have an entire dossier of her entire history of who she is and how many doctorates she has, because she probably is a multi-hyphenate, multidisciplinary person being an astronaut at this point. They send people out there who have multiple degrees in multiple fields, and because you send one person who knows a lot of stuff instead of a lot of people who know one specific thing. So I just thought the movie was stupid, and I couldn't. There were some things in Gravity that looked cool, but none of it made sense. She kept jumping off of a space station to get to another space station that's 200 miles away, and now and then she jumps off of that space station to jump onto another space station that is in a totally different orbit. And I know this is I know I'm splitting hairs here, but it doesn't make any sense. It would just be it just didn't make any sense to me, and it just hopes that you don't know anything. The movie Gravity hopes that you just don't know anything. But it tries to pretend this is how it would be. Sunshine is so much better, even if the third act isn't the best. Sunshine is pretty good, yeah. Sunshine by Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle is one of my favorite film movie directors because he always takes... Film movie directors. because he just did No Time to Die. This dude, Danny Boyle, takes on different genres every movie. He takes on different types of movies every time he makes a movie and tries to tackle it. He did Slumdog Millionaire, incredible movie. He did 127 Hours, great movie. By the way, if you know the story behind 127 Hours, James Franco's in it, first of all. So if you can get past that, you can watch the movie. And part of it, if you already know the story, it's about a guy who falls into a canyon and has to cut his own arm off to survive, to get out of there, because his arm gets stuck and he has to it's crushed and he has got to cut it off. He stays down there for 4 days to figure it, 6 days, I don't know. He's like, I guess my best bet is to cut my arm off. But by the time you get to that point in the movie the story is so well told. You might go into that movie going, I don't want to watch a guy cut his arm off. But by the time you get to that scene, you're like, let's cut this arm off, man. It's just a really well told story. You get to the point where you say, that's storytelling. If you know that this is going to happen and it has to happen in this movie, but by the time you get to that point in the movie and you're cheering it on and you want it to happen, that's good storytelling. I just got Victory Royale whip watching this, but you misspelled while you were playing that. So it's a trade-off, really. But congratulations, Wesley.
Wesley.
Corn Pop was a bad
Flawless victory.
Good job. Congratulations. I'm glad that you did that because, the show is for mild entertainment. Mild entertainment brought to you by lemons and cellos ground up into a delicious tasting limoncello. Brought to you by Yo-Yo Mango. That's the next flavor. Yo-Yo Mango. Yo-Yo Mango, I say. You cannot have the mango. But we did it, guys. We discovered that Jake Gyllenhaal is the next Gerard Butler in that he is a man. We learned that Jake Gyllenhaal and Gerard Butler both start with a J. Because they're the same now. They're the same person now. So I do like Danny Boyle movies. I do like Sunshine. I do like 28 Days Later. Just keep going through Danny Boyle's movies. It's a different genre every time. Now he conquered the action movie genre, the James Bond genre. I like that they always use... the James Bond movies are very UK pride movies. And I enjoy that. I enjoy that aspect of them. I do want to see No Time to Die. Are you guys going to watch Dune this weekend? I was going to have a watch party for Dune this weekend. Still might have a surprise. I have tickets to go see Dune in IMAX on Wednesday, which I will do. Maybe we'll have a watch party next Thursday. But I don't know if you can wait a week to watch Dune. But if you do, watch Dune with me. If you Dune, watch Dune with me. Think about Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet. They're very small people. They look like they're birds. They're two little birds. I'm not gonna make fun of someone's physical stature, but I also will. I'm just saying they look very young. Like so young that they look perhaps 8, 9 years old. They're very small people. They look very bird-like. So it's interesting to see that because usually what we're shown as the lead of, say, these sci-fi action movies. I don't know. Luke Skywalker is a very small human. I say Luke Skywalker because that's his real name. Everyone else calls him Mark Hamill on the internet. But we all know he's Luke Skywalker. He's a very small human. But of course, the most powerful Jedi. Actually, he's not. The second most powerful Jedi. His dad was the most powerful Jedi. Darth Vader was the most powerful Jedi, but Luke did bring balance to the Force. Turns out, Dark Vader. We all know it's Dark Vader. And we all know it's Lifesaver. Thank you guys. We had fun today. We always have fun. I'm glad that Wesley's playing Fork Knife now. Fork Knife. Fun game. I'm not good at that game. I find it frustrating. The games I'm good at are like Metroid, puzzle games. I've been playing Metroid here on Aristotle Full Throttle for the last couple of weeks. I'll probably pick it up again this weekend. Maybe you can watch that. Oh, I forgot to open the voice channel. Maybe if anybody wants to chime in the last 2 minutes of the show. But you know how the last 2 minutes go on this show. They go for 10 minutes. You think you're good? I think you're good too, Wesley. Wesley, continue with these battle royales. Also, don't they pair you up with people who are of similar skill level or a little bit outside your skill level? Because usually when I play with people outside, a little bit outside my skill level, I die hundreds of times and then come in 8th place. But I try. I really try. Usually I'm just crawling around on the ground looking for my contacts. That's how I play the game. Usually I'm like... You know what I mean? We learned that racist-ass Mel Gibson's is going to be in the John Wick prequel. Because, you know, if you're a racist-ass old white guy, you could still get work, turns out, in Hollywood. If you're Dave Chappelle, and you express your personal opinion about something in a funny way, or your personal journey, and then people take it out of context and try to cancel you, that's okay, too. That's the world we live in. Get used to it. Did you hear that they're coming out with a platform, a social media platform called Truth Social? It's going to be Donald Trump. It's funny that it's called Truth Social, especially since there's going to be so many lies told on that platform. Ironic. There's also going to be lots of Nazis and racists, I imagine. I can't wait. Aren't you excited that the Nazis and the racists get their own platform to talk to each other on? Yeah, but he plays solos when my squad isn't online. Squad goals. Now, Wesley, when you're playing solos, are you doing any devious licks? This is the important question. So we learned that just don't go see Michael Bay movies or M. Night Shyamalan movies anymore, unless you want to be severely disappointed with terrible acting. Well, good actors being in terrible movies. This is what... Also, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is in everything. We learned that. We learned that he will be the black guy for all of the things now, because we only need one, Hollywood said. We just need one. And we'll put him in with Zazie Beetz. How long before Zazie Beetz and Abdul-Mateen II are in a movie together? Probably already happened. Because Zazie Beetz is in everything. I don't hate Zazie Beetz. I just hate that she's in everything. Does that make sense? No. I just hate that Hollywood's like, Zazie Beetz. I just hate that there are people like sitting around a table, like going, Zazie Beetz. And then we need a sassy black Zazie Beetz. And then people are like, Sassy Beats! Sassy Beats! You know what I mean? It's like the 90s when everybody kept saying Evan Dando. I feel like people just wanted to say Evan Dando. Am I crazy? Yes. But the second question is, why did everybody want to say Evan Dando so much? Because the Lemonheads? Everybody's like, the Lemonheads, Evan Dando, the Lemonheads, Evan Dando, the Lemonheads, Evan Dando. This was I was a child as my youth. I was listening to music, and I don't understand why the Lemonheads were spoken of so much when they were not that popular, and in retrospect, were not that great. But everybody seemed to want to just say Evan Dando. It's like Liz Phair, you know what I mean? Stuff Aristotle Full Throttle doesn't get. Liz Phair, Evan Dando. Why Billy Corgan was considered a genius. I think he considered himself a genius. I think it was because Kurt Cobain died. Kurt Cobain died, and then Billy Corgan said, I am going to be the next genius, and he wasn't, in my opinion. Listen, Smashing Pumpkins is a great band. But what Kurt Cobain wrote in the span of 4 years, just so much better. And he couldn't even play guitar. Billy Corgan, incredible guitar player. Excellent, excellent guitar player. Terrible singer. But Smashing Pumpkins, pretty good band. Really good. I never remember a Liz Phair song. I couldn't sing you a Liz Phair song. I feel like that's a... Who was the band? What was that? Lilith Fair. Wasn't that? I don't know who she is. Who's Lilith Fair? Ain't nobody heard of no Lilith Fair. Thank you for joining me in this incoherent hour of hilarity and fun. Back in time for the 45-minute outro, Ange. That's right. That's right. But that's what we learned. We learned that one man's outro is another man's 45-minute outro. I know it was a music festival, K. Griff. I was being ironical and hilarious. Everything I say wrong on this show is on purpose. I've never said an unironical wrong thing yet, which is also on purposely wrong. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We're around Biden time. What do you mean? What's the Biden time? Hey, come on, man. Why? Who's Biden? What? Come on, man. Come on, man. What do you mean Biden time? I'm president of the United States. I'm president. I'm president of the United States of Co-America. I'm the. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, Khalid. What do you want to knock upside your head? Come on. Watch out. I'm going to give you some Malar and some key. Come. Hey. What do you mean? Get out of here, man. All right. Another successful, incredible, action-packed show with just tons of hilarity. You could edit this down to about 15 and a half seconds of genius. So someone else do that, please. The Jodas. Ah, Jodas, that's the new word, huh? That's what we learned today. It's not POTUS, it's Jodas. And they're not booing, they're screaming Joe. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. Also, Taylor Hawkins is handsome. For a blonde Dave Grohl. They both have a lot of teeth between them. They've got all of the teeth. I think they share most of the world's teeth. The two of them.
I have a certificate.